let us write then the criteria. Okay. See the first criteria. As already we have discussed that it has two names, right? So please write down the two names of binomial nomenclature includes, one is genus name and other one is specific epithet, right? So can anybody give me the answer? What the genus name exactly is? Is it the noun? Is it the verb? Is it what type of thing it is? Genus name. Please remember, if we are considering name, then it must be noun, right? But there is a problem with the genus name and the specific name, that genus name is a noun. This is true, noun. But the specific epithet is not noun. It is the adjective. Okay, this is not noun, this is the adjective. That means whatever is there for the noun thing, that name thing, that you have to explain in the specific epithet. Let me give you the example, then it will be clear to you. So one is Mangifera indica, right? So we know this is for what? Mango. We know this one, right? So if you say Mangifera, this is the noun part. Okay, this is noun, or I can consider it as the genus name. But if I say indica, indica belongs to India. That means the name is actually for the India. So this mango variety is actually belongs to India. That's why the mango variety is considered as Mangifera indica. That means we are representing or we are describing the name exactly in the next name, right? That is known as specific epithet. So this is what specific epithet it is, right? So what happen if I have genus name, if I have specific epithet name, then this two name together is known as species. So please write down this type of mathematical expression also. Genus name plus specific epithet is equal to species. That means never give that species as the indica. Species is what? Mangifera indica is the species. Not indica itself is the species, right? Indica is known as specific epithet only, not species. Please remember this concept. I have seen many students have problem with this species concept and they used to forget in the exam. Okay. So please remember and be careful about this. Fine. The next point, that is number 2 point. That is the genus name. The genus name, the first letter actually, the first letter of the genus name should be in bold letter, right? So bold means what? Don't give this cursive kind of letters, okay? Don't write like this. Yes, capital letter, but don't write in a cursive form. Like don't use to write like this. Yes, these are not considered as the bold letter, right? Though it is in the capital form, but don't write like this. You have to write in a simple bold letter, the capital letter we used to write like A, B, like that you have to write. Yes, so this is what the bold letter, and then the first letter for specific epithet should be in small letter. This too we know, right? Small letter we know, but again don't make it like in anything cursive kind of thing. Don't do like this. Always you have to write in a normal pattern, normal way you have to write. Okay. Now, next one, number 3 point. So, while typing, comma, computerize the species name means we understood, right? Let me write here, genus name plus specific epithet together known as species name should be in italic format or script, but while it is in handwritten, it should be underlined separately. Yes. Now tell me one thing, if I do typing and if I like computerize the name and everything, or if I go for printing and all, then shall I use it in the italic form, or shall I use in a underlined format? In which format? Is it correct? This point is correct, or is there any problem with this point? Please remember, where is the problem? See, in typing, there is no, typing means the typewriter if I use, okay, typewriter I am saying here. So if it is typewriter, there is no italic format. At that time also you have to underline separately. But if you are computerized, that means if you are typing in a computer and if it is like printing form, then you can write in the italic format. So please remember, we have not mentioned this typing as the typewriter typing. In the typewriter typing, if you are going to do, then also you have to put the underline, right? But if it is computerized, then no need to put the underline because you have this italic script format, right? So this is the important thing. Remember this concept. Fine. Number 4 point then. This names should be in Latinized. That means it should be in Latin word, right? So please write down, the names should be Latinized, or it must be in Latin word. Either you Latinize the name, or you just make it, you collect from the Latin word only. Why? Because Latin word is a dead language. Yes, and in social studies, we have studied that it is now not used. This is correct. But thing is that dead language actually it means there is no synonym. Yes, that means there is no second of word meaning. So if it is one word, then I'll have only one meaning for that, right? So that's why we need to use the Latin word. I hope this part is clear to everyone. Remember, if in question typewriter it is given, then don't write in the italic form. You have to underline it separately like the handwriting format. Okay. So this is what we have, the 4th point. Now, number 5, please write down. The genus name and the specific epithet must have 3 to 12 letters. Okay, that means therefore in one species name, number of letters ranges from 6 to 24. Please remember. So in genus name, I must have at least 3 letters, or max to max you can go for 12 letters. Similarly, in the specific epithet is also same. That means if it is the species name, I must have at least 6 to 24 letters. Okay. Number 6 then. So the scientific name or bionomial nomenclature should maintain the rhythmicity. That means it should be rhythmic in a sense like if we say Mangifera indica, okay. Then if we say like Rattus, then if we say Macaca mulata, then if we say Oryza sativa. So every time we are maintaining the rhythmicity, right? So let me write one example only here, that is Oryza sativa. So Oryza sativa means what? It is rice. Yes. Again, let me write here one more name which is important, pea plant, and that is what? Pisum sativum. Right? So like that we have so many names which are actually in the form of rhythm. So that's why Carl Linné is also known as Carolus Linnaeus. So his name is also maintaining the rhythmicity, and this name is not given by his parents. This name is given by the scientist world, so that we can remember him, as he has given all this important role for the binomial nomenclature, right? So please remember Carl Linné, his another name is Carolus Linnaeus. Fine? Yes, just write one point here then. Carl Linné. Another name is what? Carolus Linnaeus. Again, one more point we have for NEET examination only. This is not for your board examination. Sometimes what happened, we used to write Naja. Yes, like this is what we have, the snake cobra. Yes, so this is for the cobra. And again we have Rattus, right? This is for what? Rat. So similarly, if we see that here the first name, that is the genus name, and the specific epithet, this two name is same. So whenever this type of names are there, then that is known as tautonym. Okay, so please write down what it is. Tautonym. Tautonym is when in a species name both the genus name and the specific epithet name is same, then it is known as tautonym. Fine. So please write it down with the example. The last nomenclature, and that is what we have: trinomial nomenclature. Fine. So if it is trinomial nomenclature, then we have three names here. So the three names together for one species. It may be for plant, it may be for animal, it may be for anything, right? Any organism. Then this is known as trinomial nomenclature. So in this trinomial nomenclature, if I considering plant, then the three names indicates what? First name, first one, second name, and the third name, right? So first name is considered as genus name. The second name is considered as, no doubt, it is also specific epithet. Yes, and the third name is known as variety. Fine, it is known as variety. So let me give the example here. Brassica oleracea capitata, right? So Brassica oleracea capitata, it is a what? Cauliflower or cabbage? Who is going to tell this answer? Yes, it is cabbage. Okay, so very good, it is the cabbage. And here you can see the capitata is actually representing what? It is the variety. Understood? Oleracea is the specific epithet and Brassica is the genus name. So this is for plant only. But in case of animal, what will happen? That we have to check. So please write it down quickly. So see, in case of animal, again we have the first name, second name and the third name, right? If it is the first name, then this is known as genus name, that is so we know, right? If it is the second name, then that is known as specific epithet, that also we know. And if it is the third name, then this is known as sub-specific epithet, right? So here I will give one example, and in that example we have to give another information, right? So quickly you write down, it is gorilla, gorilla, gorilla. Yes, gorilla is a name, and the word gorilla is also identify the epithet. Epithet means the description of gorilla, the name gorilla, right? And what is the description? Big man. Big man is known as gorilla. Again, that big man is again described by the next sub-epithet, and that is also the big man. That means gorilla is a big man, right? So that's why the name is gorilla, gorilla and gorilla. So why I have given this example, you can see here in this example, genus name and the specific epithet name, these two are same. If these two are same, then this is known as what? Totonym. Yes, just now we have written that totonym. Again, you can see here that specific epithet and the subspecific epithet is also same. In that case, if these two are same, then that is known as autonym. If sometimes you have this type of names in which the specific epithet and the subspecific epithet is same, then that is known as autonym. Now, question is that if all the names are same, that means genus, specific epithet, subspecific epithet, all the names are same, then that is known as what? Can anybody give this answer? That is known as autonymous totonym, right? So this is autonymous totonym. So gorilla, gorilla, gorilla is an example of autonymous totonym. That means in this only I have given two information. First, if it is animal, then the third letter is actually indicating the subspecific epithet. It is not the variety. Second thing, if you have all the names are same, then that is known as autonomous totonym, right? And what is totonym? What is autonym? I hope you understood. So this is all about your nomenclature. So let me wind up the session here. Please study well. Thank you.